Okay, so I know I look like crap. I've been on the couch since like Friday, and it's Sunday. I have been, for some reason, completely just drained. Like, I've been sleeping like monstrous amounts, and that scares me. Because again, I keep referencing symptoms that I have that are a lot like my very first episode, minus the spider bite. And that was one of them. My first episode, literally, I just laid in bed and just like died. Like, one good thing is, I got my appetite back. However, if it's not easy to make, I won't eat. I just don't care to eat. So luckily we have a little bit of milk. I've been eating Cheerios. My diet has been put on hold simply because I just talking right now is taking my breath away. I just have no energy whatsoever. After I got my labs done, so Thursday, I went ahead and filled my pill counter with all my supplements and everything. And I'll go over those in a later video, simply because I did not do it the correct way. I had been on some of those before, and so I stupidly just went ahead and put all of them in there, and just started taking all of them at once. That is one thing you should never do. When you're trying more than one supplement at a time, you should always try one at a time and give it a couple days to take effect, and go through your body, and even take notes for yourself, especially if you have brain fog and memory problems like I do, because I noticed that wow, I really do look like crap. I stopped taking all of them today. I've only been taking my potassium and my magnesium, and after I ate and sat up, I've been feeling a little bit better. So I'm wondering if one of the supplements that I was taking wasn't agreeing with me, or taking it with, and that's another thing, that's another issue you have to kind of weigh out is, you may be able to take one supplement, but it may interfere with another supplement or with one of your medications you're currently taking. A good example of that was whenever they put me on the metoprolol for my tachycardia. Whenever I would take it with my zonisamide, which was for my migraines, it would make me so sleepy in the mornings. For some reason, it doesn't do it at night. I have no clue why. Absolutely no clue why. But for some reason, whenever I would take my zonisamide and my metoprolol in the morning, it would make me so sleepy I could not function during the day. So I switched my zonisamide schedule to where I would take it in the afternoon and at night. And even though I have a dose of metoprolol at night, again with the zonisamide, it doesn't make me sleepy like it does in the morning. I don't know why. I guess, I don't know. But any supplements or new medications you take, you always want to introduce them slowly, and it did not. And that may have been the problem. However, I've been through symptoms like this before, so it could just be my body going through symptoms. With me, I never know. And then that's the thing, anytime my mom goes to an appointment with me, she always butts in. She's like, that's the thing, is we never know what's going on with her, is because one thing's messed up and then the next time we go to check it out, it's not, but then something else is wrong. So anyways, so I've determined I was a bad girl. I've learned my lesson. That's the first time I've ever done that. I normally do it the correct way and introduce someone at a time, but I was so ready to just feel halfway normal. That's one reason why I'm not telling you the supplements. I will tell you the supplements as I add them, or I might go through a list and tell you when I'm going to add them. Probably after I go see the nurse practitioner on the 17th. So you gotta wait just a little bit longer, because I want to make sure that these are the right ones. That, and I have not gotten all of my labs back, and I'm thinking one of the supplements may have, if one of my labs are off, that may have been the reason why it kind of crashed a little bit. I don't think that lab would have been off, but I don't think that lab would have been high enough to make that supplement make me that tired. I know I'm being kind of vague right now, but that's because I don't want to give any incorrect information any more than I already, I don't want to give any incorrect information that's not by accident. I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, and even doctors and professionals make oopsies. So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to give opinions and advice that is incorrect or incorrect for you personally by accident. But I'm going to try to be as correct with my information as possible. So if it did not work for me, like if it was detrimental or possibly could have been a detrimental reason for why I felt this way, then I'm definitely not going to give you that information just yet until I do further investigation, if that makes any sense. And again, I want to reiterate on something that I just mentioned. What works for me may not work for you. You can go on every YouTube account, search for Floxy diet, Floxy's whatever, and do what I did and watch a lot of people's videos, what they ate, what they drank, what they did, what supplements they took, what they didn't take, everything, and you can take notes like I did. And the best thing for you to do is just take those notes and apply it to you the best way you feel is the best way for you. Do not follow what somebody else does as a regimen of what you should do, because everybody's body is different and your body is going to react differently. So what I tell you that I do and what works for me, it may work for you. If you follow step by step what I do, it may work completely 100% for you. Awesome. It may not. So you can take notes, you can pass this along to other Floxies if you want, but please note that whatever works for me may not work for you. What doesn't work for me may work for you. That's why I will let you know what does not work for me. However, at this time, I'm not going to discuss what I did because I did big oopsie. And that is the biggest thing that I want to stress out of all this, is when you do try a new medication or supplements or whatnot. Even when the doctor, if you go to holistic doctors, sometimes they may give you a couple different powders or whatnot. With mine, I capsulated mine. With one of them, it was hard to capsulate because by the time you capsulated the amount that you needed, you had like 20 huge capsules that you had to take like 4 times a day. And the taste of it wasn't so bad whenever I put it in some organic applesauce. So I didn't capsule that powder. The other powder, however, it had this citric taste to it. And they added that taste to it. And I don't know why. But it was so bad. And again, it was like these like huge pills. I bought these huge capsules thinking it would be the lesser amount of pills I'd have to take. By the time you measured it out, it was so many pills I had to take. So that's why I only did one of the powders, because by the time I did both of the powders and capsules, I had like 20 capsules that I had to take 3 times a day, and it was ridiculous. So the really bad tasting one was the one that I capsulated. And so it was a lot of pills to take at one time. But whenever I did them, I introduced one of them for about 4 or 5 days, and to see how it reacted to, and I noted, if it made me nauseous, if I needed to eat with it, if I, whatever, I noted everything for those 5 days. If it gave me heartburn, if I had more gas, whether this way or that way, anything, I noted anything and everything. And then I introduced the other stuff. And then he gave me a third thing that was it was already a capsule. And it was L something, and I've actually got some of that right now. That I'm going to start taking. That was one of the supplements I started taking that I knew I could handle. That's why I went ahead and just started taking it. However, I don't know with all the other ones that I put in with it, I don't know if it interacted with it. So, and he also said, wait a week after you start the other ones before you start this one. So that's what I did, and I noted any differences and whatnot. And that's what you should do. Anytime, you introduce something new into, even diet-wise. If you start eating a new food that you've never ate before, if you start drinking a new drink that you've never drank before, you should write that down. You should write any changes in your stool, your urine, any feelings that you feel in your body or anything. You should write that down. You should note that, and for how long you feel. Anyway, so I've explained 13 minutes about this whole supplement thing, and about how rough I look and why I look this rough. And the whole purpose of this video was because my last video, I ended telling you that my labs had not come back. And it was because it was kind of late in the day. And one thing that I like about going to the hospital to get my labs done is they have somebody there doing labs, obviously 24/7, because they have patients there 24/7. However, I did not know that they did outpatient labs 24/7. Now, some of my labs have not come back yet. I'm waiting primarily on the B vitamins and a couple of other things. I don't remember exactly which ones. I remember a couple of them, but I'm talking really fast because I'm trying to hurry up and get this information to you. So a lot of the tests that I had them do was to get a baseline of where I was once I stopped taking everything supplement-wise. I was eating, and I was to the point where I wasn't hardly eating anything, so I wasn't getting hardly any nutrients other than bare minimum. I was making sure to try to at least get bare minimum nutrients because I didn't want to throw that baseline off. So, I was making myself eat, even though the thought of food made me gag, which is what happened in the first episode I had. So I did make myself eat. And I did take, every now and then I did take a basic vitamin that didn't have anything extra in it. It just had your basic nutrients. the days that I didn't eat anything at all. Um, and then the other thing is I wanted them to retest things that had been messed up in the past, that went back to normal. And I just wanted to retest them just to make sure they hadn't gone hinky again. So my thyroid came back, and my thyroid is completely normal. It's in the completely normal range. And I'm not talking about TSH. Not just TSH. The TSH was completely normal. But then they also did the T4 and the T3, which is completely normal. So, and then surprisingly, I guess it was just my potassium being low that made me feel so icky. That's why I'm really wanting my B vitamins lab to come back, as well as the other labs to come back. Because I'm wondering if my vitamin D as in dog, is low as well. Because my magnesium is actually really normal. Like, the range is 1.8 to 2.5, and mine was 2. So, I mean, it's smack dab in the middle of normal. So, that was actually surprising to see my magnesium was normal. My CRP, of course, was highly elevated. The high normal range, the normal range is 0 to 0.7. Mine, of course, is 1.47. So, yeah, that's normal for me. Really, really high. Then you go to my metabolic panel. I went ahead and did the CMP, the comprehensive, which is just a little more than the basic. And I'm going to go through and highlight these so I could go through this really, really quick. Mainly my BUN is low. The range is 8 to 20, and mine was 5. Now, I could have been dehydrated. There's no doubt in that. However, usually when I'm dehydrated, it's very hard for them to get blood. She had to take labs for me twice, actually, because she accidentally forgot one, and she struck gold both times she pricked me. And usually when I'm dehydrated, it's very, very hard for them to get blood from me. And I mean, she just one poke got it done. And we've been wondering about my kidneys and such for a while. And I've still been on my high sodium diet. And when I scroll down, my sodium is 138. And normal is 136 to 144. Normally my sodium's a little higher, like on the higher of the normal range, and it's actually really like touching that lower range, and that's the lowest it's been since I started this diet back in January-ish, I want to say. So that kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit. And my potassium, of course, was quite low. It was 2.9, and the range for that is 3.6 to 5.1. So I knew I knew the potassium was going to be low. But I wanted this baseline to show them, hey, my potassium is low. The only reason why it's testing normal is because I'm on a supplement when you all test me, and I've been trying to tell you all this. There's a couple other labs that were high and low. I thought I had them highlighted. This might not be the document that I had them highlighted on. And then my CBC, second. No clue who that is. Okay. So my eosinophils were high, which they always are. And then there was a few other ones that were high and low. My MPV was low by 0.2 points. I don't remember what the MPV means. I'll have to look that up. I've looked it up before because it's been low every test that I've gotten. I mean, I guess I can look it up right now, but I mean, I don't want to take up time. But my white blood count and my red blood count were both normal. Actually, my white blood count was high by 0.2. Let's see. MPV on CBC is mean platelet volume. A measurement of the average size of platelets found, and is typically included So they were low, and then the white blood count was high, but the red blood count was normal. Yeah. So those were most of my labs. I haven't gotten all of them back, but I'm going to be given this. Well, he probably already has a copy of most of these. I go see him on Thursday. However, here's the shitty part. I go to pain management tomorrow. That's awesome, right? Yeah. Here's 3 things about that. Okay? Problem number 1. We ran out of money. Yeah. We had to pay people back from when we ran out of money. We had to pay the doctor out of pocket because the doctor that I saw wasn't in network. Yeah. And then, we had other things that we had to pay for. So, I don't have my $30 for a copay. So I don't know if they're going to make me pay $30 for a copay, or if they'll be nice enough to bill me like they usually have. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is I'm behind on my insurance payment, on my health insurance payment. Now, what that means is my insurance payment gives me a I hate it when I do this. Gives me a grace period, and so I have several months to make that payment. So I can still go see doctors and whatnot and everything, and the insurance will still show as active. However, when I go to the pharmacy and they try to run my insurance, it will show that I haven't paid my premium, and I won't be able to get my insurance if I'm more than 1.5 months behind on payment. That doesn't make any sense, but the time period, yeah. So once I hit that 2-month mark of being behind, they stop paying for prescriptions. So even if I were to go to pain management and they said, you know what, it's okay, we'll go ahead and just bill you this, here's your prescription, yay, I can finally go do things and get off of this damn couch and not be in agonizing pain. Then I go to the pharmacy and they're like, oh, sorry, you haven't paid your premium. So, and I don't have $300 to pay my premium. I don't have $30 to pay my copay, so I don't have $300 to pay my premium for 2 months. So that's problem number 2. And then problem number 3 is when they said that they were going to get my Mayo Clinic records to determine what kind of medication I needed to be on. I told her, if you do that, then you're going to recommend me take 2 Tylenol every 8 hours. And that's what they'll do. So, I don't even see a point of going to my appointment tomorrow. Like, I don't know what to do. It's going to be hell to get up and get a shower and get dressed and get ready and go out there and sit in the waiting room and then get talked down to like I'm a liar, like I'm just some druggie wanting drugs, and that's if I can even get to be seen, you know, if they allow me to wait on the payment. So I don't even know if it's worth it. So yeah, I've been waiting on this appointment for so long, and now I'm like, okay, I don't have the money to pay to even see them. They're going to be going off of notes from somebody who is pretending to be a neurologist that didn't listen to a word I said and made a false report, and then I don't have the money to pay my insurance so that I can get my prescription. So I'm screwed. Yeah. So, and then I've got doctor's appointments lined up for the rest of the week. So that ought to be fun. I can still go to them. I just can't get any prescriptions from them until he gets paid Thursday. But $300 is going to be a huge chunk out of his check, so I don't know what we're going to do. So yeah. And then I still have to pay for all these labs that I'm going to get done, these lab kits. So yeah. Anybody wants to donate to me, like $10? You know, I supposedly have like 10 or 11 subscribers, like $10 or $15 each. That's like a little over $100. So yeah, just saying. That would help. No, I'm playing. Anyways, so yeah, I have passed my 20-minute mark because I went into the whole rant of the whole supplement things, but that was more important for you all to know than my whole lab things, which was the whole point of my video. But I needed to stress to you all, anytime you try a new supplement or a new anything, you need to try one thing at a time, and you need to try it for a couple days before you try something else along with it. And also note that your adverse effects from a secondary thing may not be adverse effects from you. It could be adverse effects from something else that you're taking. So it's also something to take into consideration. So I'm going to end it here and hopefully get a shower because I feel gross. So see you guys later.